The Penguin. The Penguin series was sad. Okay, no, it was really good. It was a really good series. I definitely enjoyed it, but it also hurt. It hurt to watch. Getting into the weeds of it, this is just going to be a simple review. I'm not going to go in depth on a lot of things, and I am going to give some spoilers. So if you have not seen it, I'm just telling you, go ahead and watch it now. It is a good series. It's only 8 episodes. It's worth the watch. You can get through it fairly quickly. Man, did that hurt watching that at the end. I'm just like, no, why did it have to come? Mind you, I already knew that Vic was going to die before I even got to watch the whole entire thing. Now, I kind of had some thoughts at the beginning when I first saw episode one that I don't know if this nice character or good guy in this series is going to die. Or not going to die, but if the good character in this series was going to make it through the whole entire series alive, just because I knew what type of series it was. It was a villain and going over his basically his origin story, so to speak, or just where he is right now. Um, so in that world, is there any room for a good person to make it through? And it's funny because we say good person, which Sophia really seemed like the protagonist of this whole entire series. I definitely believe that she seemed like the protagonist in this one because everything that happened to her was it wasn't really her fault. Yes, she was in a family, a crime family, but man, it was just seeing that and also how they invested into her character was really good because it made you kind of connect with her and understand her motives and why she had such a strong drive to him and then also why she might seem a little bat crazy, and it's not because that she's actually the psycho killer, it's because of what happened to her. The freaking Penguin, Oz, wow, that guy, he's a psychopath. A psychopath. When they did the flashback to go back to his childhood, you realize how much of a crazy man he actually is. He was crazy as a child. You would think, I was thinking to myself that typically this type of character, something happened to them growing up as a child that turned them into this villain, or something happened to them as an adult that turned them into a villain. Those are typically the stories that you see. But for him, it seems as though he was always just off. Always off. From the moment that you see his brothers come into this one scene, you just see him like his mood change. And just that he had kind of a disdain for his brothers. There was in the scene that they did the flashback with him and his brothers, you saw no real love or connection between him and his brothers. It was just like kind of him going along with what they had to do. He didn't want to be around them. It was all about him and being with his mom. And speaking of his mom, man, come to find out that she hated his guts the whole entire time and that really she was just out for herself and seeing what she can get out of him. It's a sad broken story, man. It's sad. It's sad. Even though he rose to the top, it's still a villain. You're not rooting for this guy. I mean, it almost made you root for him somewhat in certain circumstances, but looking at it from afar and him providing for people who couldn't provide for themselves, but also knowing that they're still doing something wrong, illegal. Uh, who do you really root for in this situation? And it makes you go back to Sophia and you look at her story. But then she murders her whole entire family. So how can you really root for her too? When she murders people and she also killed that girl in the same stuff. So the only person you can really root for is Vic, but then Vic ends up murdering actually two people in the series. Yeah, he kills two people in the series. You would say it's out of necessity, but he had a chance to get out of the lifestyle that he was about to get himself into. He had that chance, but he didn't take it. My favorite moments from this series was seeing Sophia kind of take back her power from her family. Love that whole entire sequence there. The other sequence when the second lieutenant or a deputy or whatever they called him in the series when they started to turn over and turn on the main head boss. That flip at the end, I did not expect it to flip like that. Yeah, that was a good twist at the end, and then also Sophia's in the way that that happened. At first, I really thought she was going to die, but she didn't, and pretty much made her suffer again. But then also the flip with the Selena Kyle Catwoman, basically saying like, "Hey, we're half sisters potentially." So I love how they left that open ended, and potentially we may see the Hangman or Gigante come back into it. Also, Gotham, like we get a better picture of Gotham and what the city actually is. That's a whole another thing. That just it's a dark. People are trying to survive. They're trying to make it however they possibly can, whether it's legal or illegal. Like they're just trying to make it. Um, and them trying to make it almost makes it seem justified that they're doing what they're doing in order to do it. But once again, the Penguin, on the other hand, no, that's just not. He will use, abuse any and everybody to get what he wants. And he doesn't want to show any weakness whatsoever, and then that's what led to Vic's demise. Yeah, man, I can't keep talking about it because that just stung really hard when I saw. I'm just like, Vic, come on, man, like don't go out like this. But that was tough to watch. That's my whole entire take. Just a quick take on the Penguin. I really did enjoy the series. Like it kept me on my toes the whole entire time, seeing how it flowed, just from episode to episode. There were some slow moments when you had to like sit back a little bit and let the character development draw you into that character a little bit more, but it was well worth it because it made you more invested in each and every character that was in this series, to the point to where you wanted to root for this one, but you didn't want them to get over on that other one. And yeah, man, it just really drew you in, and they did a great job with that series. So that's my review. Let me know in the comments, like, how did you feel about the series? What was your favorite moments in the series? Who were your favorite characters in the series, or the best performance to you in that whole entire series? Just let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video.